Welcome to Skytech-Lens. Let's talk about why buying a car in America right now feels like a financial ambush. The culprit? Tariffs. A tax on imported goods that's been tossed around Washington like a hot potato. The goal is to protect American industries, but in reality, these tariffs are causing chaos for automakers everywhere. The administration has slapped a 27.5% tariff on Japanese auto imports, and even with a new deal lowering it to 15%, it's still a huge hit. The car industry depends on a global web of parts and products. Disrupting that means higher prices and shaky supply chains. This isn't just theory, it's hitting real people's wallets. Sticker prices at dealerships are now moving targets, driven by political decisions, not car features. Even cars assembled in Michigan or Ohio are more expensive, because their parts, from engines to electronics, are imported and now cost more. The result? Both imports and domestic production are getting squeezed, making cars pricier for everyone. It's a policy that manages to hurt everyone, all at once. Take Toyota. They expect a $9.5 billion hit from US tariffs by March 2026. That's more than some countries' entire economies, and it's just one company. Across the industry, automakers paid nearly $12 billion in import duties last year, with billions more on the way. This isn't just a line on a spreadsheet. It's money that could have gone to safer cars, new factories, or better wages. Instead, it's vanishing into government coffers. The pain doesn't stop at the automaker. When Toyota's North American unit swung from a $700 million profit to a $400 million loss in 1 year, it was mostly due to tariffs. No company can take hits like that forever. The result? Companies cut costs, delaying new models, canceling upgrades, and sometimes laying off workers. Suppliers get squeezed too, often with no room to lower prices. So, that $13 billion in tariffs isn't just Toyota's problem. It's everyone's, from factory workers to dealership owners. The ripple effect is brutal and far-reaching. The entire industry is forced to focus on survival, not innovation. Car companies facing these costs have three bad choices. First, pass the tariff cost to consumers, raise prices and risk losing buyers. Second, raise prices slowly or cut discounts, which protects sales but slashes profits. Third, absorb the costs entirely, which drains company finances and threatens future investment. For big automakers, it's painful. For small suppliers, it can be fatal. If prices go up, demand drops, leading to job cuts. If companies eat the costs, profits vanish, leading to less investment and more layoffs. The gradual approach just stretches out the pain, paralyzing the industry. Every option leads to job losses and uncertainty. There's no easy way out. Tariffs have created a minefield for everyone involved. The industry is stuck choosing between bad and worse. No matter the path, the pain is real and growing. The result is a vicious cycle that threatens the entire auto ecosystem. You might think tariffs help American car makers, but that's a myth. Modern cars are global products, assembled in the US but built from parts sourced worldwide. Even the Ford F-150, America's bestseller, relies on engines from Canada, transmissions from Mexico, and electronics from Asia, all now hit by tariffs. GM and Ford have each absorbed over $1 billion in tariff costs in a single quarter. Supply chains aren't easily swapped out. Finding new suppliers takes years, so even made-in-America cars get more expensive. The lines between us and them are blurred. Toyota and Honda build cars in the US, while Ford and GM rely on foreign parts. The result? Tariffs hurt everyone, not just foreign brands. It's a circular firing squad and no one escapes unscathed. The real victims of tariffs are small, family-owned suppliers, the backbone of the auto industry. These companies make the thousands of parts that go into every car, but they operate on razor-thin margins. When tariffs raise the cost of materials, small suppliers can't pass those costs on, so they absorb them, and that can mean the difference between survival and closure. Cash flow dries up, quality drops, and even a delayed shipment of a tiny part can halt an entire assembly line. The just-in-time system that made the industry efficient is now a source of vulnerability. The result? Fewer cars built, more shortages, and mounting frustration for everyone. Tariffs were meant to protect, but they're crushing the smallest players the hardest. Think tariffs will speed up the shift to electric vehicles? Think again. EVs and hybrids rely on global supply chains for batteries and electronics, most of which come from Asia and are now heavily taxed. These are the most expensive parts of an EV, and tariffs make them pricier or harder to get. Automakers are being pushed to build more EVs, but tariffs make it costlier and riskier. The result? Higher prices for consumers or automakers losing money on every EV sold. Policies meant to promote clean energy are being undercut by trade barriers. The transition to electric is now slower, more expensive, and more uncertain. Why not just make everything in America? It's not that simple. Moving a global supply chain takes years and billions of dollars. Building new factories, finding skilled workers, and sourcing raw materials. Even if you build a battery plant here, you still need lithium and cobalt, which are mostly mined abroad. Tariffs also hit raw materials like steel and aluminum, so costs stay high. Quality control is another hurdle. New suppliers must be vetted and tested, a process that can't be rushed. Rushing onshoring would mean inefficiencies and production nightmares. The reality, you can't just flip a switch and make the US self-sufficient overnight. Any attempt to do so would create more chaos, not less. Beyond the tariffs themselves, the real killer is uncertainty from Washington. The auto industry needs stability to plan billion-dollar investments, but right now, no one knows what the rules will be next week, let alone next year. The new US-Japan trade deal is a perfect example, announced but with no clear timeline for implementation. This policy fog leaves companies in limbo, delaying investments, hiring, and new product launches. Do they absorb higher costs, raise prices, or wait for clarity? No one knows. The result is paralysis. Factories stall, suppliers hesitate, and workers worry about layoffs. The real threat isn't foreign competition, it's chaos from our own capital. Without clear, stable policy, the entire industry suffers. Confidence is replaced by confusion, and everyone pays the price. We're stuck in a self-made traffic jam. Tariffs are raising prices, crushing profits, and stalling innovation. The solution isn't more of the same, but real clarity from Washington. The industry doesn't want handouts, just clear, consistent rules so it can plan, invest, and build. That means firm dates for trade deals and a stable tariff environment. If uncertainty continues, the risks are huge. Factory shutdowns, job losses, and a weakened supply chain. Consumers will pay more and get less. The American auto industry's future depends on leadership that brings stability, not chaos. It's time to stop pouring sugar in the gas tank and let the industry drive forward. Thanks for watching a video, and subscribe the channel now for more updates. Thanks.